And I can see. Alright. Hey YouTube, Wild Magic again. 2 days in a row of videos. Weird for me, right? Anyway, this one is for forest51690, one of the creationists here on YouTube. And I'm going to address this directly to Forest. I guess I should start saying you. So I'm going to address this directly to you, Forest, because rather than my usual just choose a creationist and debunk their crap, I'm going to try and actually teach you something here. This isn't meant as an attack on you or anything. I'm just going to give you the facts because you've just gotten some things wrong, and I really think that you could figure this out if you took the time to learn it. So, at the very least, you're smarter than Nephilim free, so there's some hope. You start out saying in the video that I'm replying to that mutation in evolution is like opening a Windows executable file and changing a few characters in the code. This isn't quite correct. It's more like opening a Windows executable file and changing a few commands. Computer programmers out there, you'll get this. Everybody else probably won't. But if you just change random letters in code, it won't compile and won't let you run it. If you change commands, then it'll run. It may be buggy or crash, but it'll at least run. So it's a slightly more apt analogy. Then you ask, do scientists have any evidence of mutations producing a desirable trait? Yes, they do. And I've got some examples in the video description box down there, and more are available for 2 seconds on Google. One is a sickle cell trait. Do you know what sickle cell anemia is? Of course you do. It's a mutation that causes you to have problems producing red blood cells. They don't carry oxygen as well. And it's a bad thing. But the thing is, sickle cell anemia requires a mutation in 2 separate alleles. And if only one of those alleles is mutated, you have sickle cell trait, which is actually a beneficial mutation. You don't manifest any of the symptoms for sickle cell anemia, but because of the shape of your blood cells, they're still not shaped right. It's not bad enough to be full-blown anemia, and you generally would never know that there's something wrong except in very rare conditions. But because of the way that they're shaped, it makes you resistant to malaria. So in areas with low medical coverage and high malaria rates, this is an extremely beneficial mutation. This is why it's so common in sub-Saharan Africa, because malaria was so rampant there, and sickle cell trait was hugely beneficial for the people. Your next question is if there's any evidence for evolution adding new information to the genome. Again, the answer is yes, but this is a much more complicated question than your previous one, and I am not an expert in this area. But this guy made a video that will really help you in this area. Just click the link here, watch it. Very good. If you want a quick, easy, specific example, though, it's nylon-eating bacteria. So I've got a link to an article about that in a video description box. Check it out. Then you go into a bit about dogs and how they're all descended from a common ancestor with some wolf species, and that this is an example of a loss of genetic information because you can't take a dog population and make it into a wolf population through breeding, but you can take a wolf population and turn it into a dog population through breeding. This is incorrect. No genetic information was lost when the dogs descended from the wolf ancestor. It was changed a lot, but it was not lost. Theoretically, you could take dogs and breed them into wolves, or even all the way back to the common ancestor that they share with wolves. It's just that it would take an incredible amount of time, resources, and control, which we don't have. That's why you don't see anybody doing it. There's nothing stopping you from doing it, it's just it would take a huge amount of time. So then you say that natural selection isn't proof of evolution. Well, that's right, but nobody was saying that it was. Natural selection is entirely separate from evolution. Natural selection states that the fittest survive, evolution states that populations change over time. Combining the two gives you the modern theory of evolution, which states that animals will evolve to fit their environments, but the process of evolution and the process of natural selection are not the same, and the process of evolution and the theory of evolution are not the same. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer. Wild Magic out. Live long and prosper.